Loudwire list. Okay, so the premise of the list is 18 bands, big artists, have shouted out as the future of rock and metal. And we'll talk about the band as well as who gave them the shout out. First, Architects. Architects are really interesting because they are one of these bands that I feel suffers from overproduction. Their shit is so clean that it lacks any guts whatsoever. To me, it's elevator music. So who said they were good? What Dream Theater's James LeBry has to say. Lead singer of Dream Theater. For those of you who don't know, James LeBry knows about overproduction and overdoing shit. It's great that production has gotten so fucking clean and shit like that, but it doesn't lend itself to music that is aggressive and music that's trying to evoke emotion and intensity. Anyways, next, Bad Omens. Bad Omens are the exact same thing as Architects, meaning their videos are cool, and then you listen to them, and there's moments where you say, wow, this is really good, and then there are other moments where it's like, this is pop music to me. The production is extremely slick. But let's see, who said this was good? David Draymond of Disturbed. That makes sense, because Disturbed is a band very similar to Architects and Bad Omens in the sense that, like, they're technically, like, good, I guess, and people like them, but I don't get anything from them. I don't feel a fucking thing. And next, Bad Wolves. Hell no. To the no. Holy shit. Once again, courtesy of David Draymond.
You dumb bastard.
Originally fronted by Tommy Vexed. After he got fired, they hired some other fucking faceless dude. I couldn't even give you the guy's fucking name. If you had like a video game of new metal douchebags, you're like, build a character. This is like this is the base level, this guy right here. To me, the Bad Wolves are like the Monkees, but not as successful. And I certainly don't see them as the future of music. I think they're already done. I think they've jumped the shark. I think they're already in the aftermath. It's over for them. Next, Bring Me the Horizon. Can you feel that? They've got a really wide gamut of shit they can do. I've heard them do like deathcore shit, and then I've heard them do shit that sounds like straight up pop music. That lead singer, is his name Ollie? I forget his fucking name. But he's really a talented guy, you know. But really, I don't necessarily see them as like the future as much as they're one of the current big bands. I think Bring Me the Horizon. They can't necessarily sell out like an arena, but they could play large rooms and bring and pack people up in there. Next, Dirty Honey. You know, actually, I flipped a little forward. I see Greta Van Fleet, and these two are the same thing, which is to say, they're both completely derivative. They rip off shit from the 70s. In Dirty Honey, at least, they rip off several things all at once. But they're good. Slash is the one who put them up. He did mention Dirty Honey as one of the artists getting some airplay and getting some recognition. And see, that's my point. In both Dirty Honey and Greta Van Fleet, Jesus Christ, do you see this fucking picture? The lead singer, Greta Van Fleet, he's got a fucking moose knuckle going on right here. I can clearly see your balls, dog. Also, P.S., where'd your dick go? Because I see clearly there's a testy and a testy. Hey, where's the third piece of the set there, dog? Clearly it should be running up your body. And this is a skin-tight golden fucking jumpsuit here. I should see some cock. Instead, all I see are some fucking juicy golden balls. Anyways, I'm sorry. Dirty Honey and fucking Greta Van Fleet are bands that, yes, Greta Van Fleet is a straight up, just a craven, in your face Led Zeppelin ripoff. But if you're 15 years old, you don't know who the fuck Led Zeppelin is. You don't know any Led Zeppelin songs. Even if you do, you don't know that you know any Led Zeppelin songs. So this is going to be completely new to you. And Led Zeppelin rules. So I get that a 15-year-old, all the way up through like a 19, 20, fuck, people don't even know shit well into their 20s. So you could be 25 and have no fucking clue that Greta Van Fleet is a straight up Led Zeppelin ripoff. However, if you become a big fan of, Dirty Honey, and somebody says, oh, you like Dirty Honey? Why don't you listen to the Black Crowes or Aerosmith or, any shit like that? If you're a fan of this little sweet golden ball boy, you say, man, how could anyone be a better fucking lead singer than Golden Balls here? Well, then you actually go and you check out Led Zeppelin and you fucking find out who Robert Plant is. And then, boom, now you're falling down the rabbit hole of rock greatness and you're realizing that Robert Plant is, in fact, the baddest motherfucker to ever live. And that sweet little Golden Balls, I'm not saying you're not talented. You got a sweet little fucking, apathetic face and some bedazzling on your eye. You're not Robert Plant. Nobody is Robert Plant. I don't even understand how the fuck Robert Plant ever even existed. He's such a bad motherfucker. And Joe Elliott of Def Leppard is the one who put Greta Van Fleet there. And he makes another good point. He said, listen, man, yes, they're a Zeppelin ripoff, but Zeppelin doesn't exist anymore. Zeppelin will never put out a new song ever again. And to hear a band that sounds like Zeppelin putting out new jams and shit like that, you can enjoy it. It's not like it's easy to rip off Led Zeppelin. I'm still impressed with their ability to play. Everything I've heard from Dirty Honey, I've liked. And, honestly, I could even see these bands sort of being the future of rock. It's been so long since these bands that these guys are ripping off have existed. In a lot of ways, it's new to like a good portion of the people out there. So I could see that working. Next, Joyous Wolf. Joyous Wolf, you want to talk about derivative, but still being good. I'm not shitting on it. Joyous Wolf sound exactly like the Black Crowes. Go listen to like 90s Black Crowes. That's Joyous Wolf. They're like what Greta Van Fleet is to Led Zeppelin, Joyous Wolf is to Black Crowes. I could see them being very popular because the Black Crowes were very popular and people loved them. But I don't know. I don't necessarily see them being the future of music. I think they'll be a band that have a few hits and some people will like them. Next, Motionless in White. Come the fuck on, dude. These guys aren't some upcoming future of metal. There are already people out there who have been influenced by Motionless in White. They're fine. They're not the future of rock. They're a band that a lot of people don't realize are as big as they are. Those guys move tickets. Not everyone is like a pantheon future of music type of band. They're now. They're not the future. Let's see. Nothing More out of San Antonio, Texas. Nothing More are really good. They're on that fucking line of almost being too produced. But I will say, from the time they came out to now, I've seen them. It's not necessarily that they have less production. It's just changed, and you do hear more grit and guts in their current sound. So yeah, I like their newer shit better. Musically, I don't see anything that's changing the world with Nothing More. They've already been out. It's almost like, you're looking for the next guy who's gonna like pop on the scene and all of a sudden bring the entire genre with them, and it's the biggest shit in the world all of a sudden. That person I don't think is here. Because a lot of these bands have been around a long ass time. Motionless in White, they've been around since they've been around like 20 some fucking years, haven't they? It feels like it. Oh, you know what it says here? Formed in '04. So 20 fucking years they've been putting out music, and they're saying they're the future of music? Come the fuck on. Nothing more formed in '03. So they've been doing it even longer than Motionless in White. I respect they built their shit up to this point, but I don't see the future of music when you're already sort of middle-aged. Oh, as opposed to the next on this list, the Nova Twins. The Nova Twins are bad motherfuckers. And oddly enough, Elton John is the one who's fucking saying they're going to be the future. That motherfucker's right. Elton John knows how to call it. They're one of those bands. And this is something they have that a band like Nothing More, Architects, they're missing. They're just missing that fucking, there's a thing. It's an it that you cannot define. That the Nova Twins, they fucking got it. If you've never seen them, pull that shit up on YouTube. Within 5 seconds, you get it. Whether you like it or not isn't the point. It's fucking chunky riffage, super fucking groovy. It reminds me very much of like early 2000s new metal, but the good shit. Eventually, new metal became just rap rock, and it's just a bunch of fucking idiots trying to do this stereotypical rap rock bullshit. In the early days of new metal, it was actually like pretty fucking creative in terms of the shit that the bands were doing. And this reminds me of that. If you have not heard the fucking Nova Twins, go check them out. They are bad motherfuckers. And Elton John, to the David Draymons of the world and all that, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. How old is Elton John? He's like 80 fucking years old. Even old ass Elton John can see. Nova Twins, girls, you got the goods. Like it or not, learn to love it, bitch. Periphery fucking sucks, man. I'm sorry, I was scrolling, I jumped to the next one. Periphery is so frustrating. Because their groove and their music is so fucking good. I love every goddamn Periphery song. It starts off and you're like, this is fucking awesome. And then the poppy ass little fucking vocals kick in and you say, oh God, this is corporate chill bullshit. I don't even dislike Periphery. I get why people like them. I completely understand that. And I don't even disagree that they're the future. But holy shit, they are frustrating to me. Who fucking put that up? James LeBry, once again, lead singer of Dream Theater. Some of the most gutless vocals that have ever been put on a metal album, James LeBry has been responsible for. So I get why he would like Periphery. Have you ever heard James LeBry when he does like his breathy, like, cry your eyes. Fucking sucks, man. Nobody asked James LeBry's opinion ever the fuck again. Periphery, y'all make me mad. Siamese. There's fucking auto-tuning in their vocals, bro. You can hear the auto-tuning. So that's another band that odds are there's going to be a lot of backing track shit going on. They have a goddamn fiddle in their band. There's a goddamn fiddler there. There's no fiddling in metal, motherfucker. That's what you call a gimmick. And I don't buy that shit. Speaking of gimmickry, Sleep Token. I don't even know how I feel about Sleep Token. They're one of these bands that, you know, the lead singer is under a mask and you're not supposed to know who he is. And that does create like a little sense of, I guess, intrigue and mystery. So I get that. The lead singer, amazingly talented singer. They're, in terms of genres, they go all over the place. I do think that they are going to be one of these like bands that's going to be gigantic in the future, just because, I mean, listen to the fucking music. It is so goddamn catchy. I'm not somebody who necessarily believes just because people like it, it sucks. You see that all the time, especially in metal. When you're into something and you kind of feel like it's underground and it's yours, and then everybody gets into it and you get this feeling like you lost it in a weird way. Sleep Token, A lot of people were talking about it, and now it's blown up, and it's going to continue to blow up because, once again, listen to the music. It's so goddamn catchy. I suspect that Sleep Token are industry plants. It's like almost like Bad Wolves, where the industry puts together a group of people. It's not a band that forms organically, almost like the Monkees, where you take a group of people and you put them together simply because you say, well, this will work. We're going to make accessible music that the public can get into. I'm not personally into it. I've tried to like Sleep Token, and there are a few songs I do like, but it's so like grandiose and indulgent. All the songs are like 8 minutes, and it's a lot to get into if you're doing Sleep Token. Though I would say, you want to talk about boner jams, that Sleep Token album, that'd probably be a good one to put on if you're getting your swerve on, if you know what I'm saying. Next, Spirit Box. I fucking love Spirit Box. Spirit Box are like in the Goldilocks zone of core type music. There's a lot of core music that involve like, death style screaming and shit like that it's never going to get over because it's just not accessible to the outside world. Spirit Box used to be in a band called I Wrestled a Bear once, and they were sort of the flip of what Spirit Box is, which is to say, Spirit Box is mostly the beautiful vocals of Courtney LaPlante. It's no bullshit. She is one of the most impressive singers. It's not studio trickery, her vocals. She is able to do all that shit. They've gotten really big really fast. Let's see. Brian Welch of Korn put them up there. I absolutely agree. I think they are the fucking future. He name drops Evanescence in terms of what they remind him of. In both cases, you have a really, really strong singer. But then imagine if Evanescence chick could also unleash like wicked fucking death style screams. And that's Courtney LaPlante. Musically, the band is incredibly talented. I'm glad to see them getting the recognition they're getting because those motherfuckers are hardworking. And I see them as absolutely being the type of band that could grow to the point that they're selling out arenas. There's already a lot of Spirit Box haters because when you have the chick singer in metal, that's almost like a cliche at this point. The hot chick singer, and then, whatever. A lot of times the hot chick singer, they'll be like almost like poppy style vocals. You'll have to bring someone else in to do the screaming and shit like that. It's not the case with Spirit Box. Courtney LaPlante is the real deal, y'all. Next, the Struts. The Struts are kind of basic glam rock. I'm fine with them. I kind of don't give a shit about them. And they are also derivative. Their look, their entire thing is kind of derivative. And I absolutely see what they're saying in terms of them being a band that could be huge and have hits and become one of the biggest bands in rock over the next few years. Because there's always a place. The way this guy looks, I don't know the lead singer's name, but his look, the band's look in general, let's call it Russell Brand, hopefully not quite so rapey, allegedly. It's a very like cliche rock star look. It's very early Rod Stewart and shit like that. And there's always going to be interest in that concept because to a lot of people that's rock and roll. It's just as much the look of the band, the way the lyrics are. It's all about, partying and getting pussy and stuff. And there's always a place for that. I'm not a huge Struts fan, but I absolutely see what people are saying. I do believe that they will be around and making noise for a long fucking time. God damn, this list is long. Holy shit. Turnstile are big right the fuck right now. I've seen those guys recently and they're selling out big rooms in a very short time. In really talented band. Really fun to watch, really fun to listen to. When you listen to these motherfuckers, like there's just so much coming through at you. You're getting so much emotion, so much fucking just intensity. And I appreciate those motherfuckers. They're great. I mean, those motherfuckers are playing everywhere. They got to be making good money right now. Good on them. Let me see. Finally, holy shit. The Viagra Boys. I fucking love the Viagra Boys. The little bit I've seen of them. I'm up for late nights, a fucking weekend. I don't see them being the future of music in the sense that I don't see them being popular on like a really grand level. Unless maybe they got over like maybe Blink-182 style. They could, because they do funny stuff, but then they're very punky. Maybe if they leaned more funny, they could catch on in pop circles, but they're more fun than anything. Viagra Boys, absolutely check them out. So anyways, okay, out of all of these bands, let's see. There's 1, Turnstile, 2, The Struts, 3, Spirit Box, 4, Sleep Token, 5, the Nova Twins, 6, Greta Van Fleet, maybe Bring Me the Horizon, but I already feel like they're sort of mid-career. I don't see them as like the future. I see them as the current. So, okay, 5 or 6 out of 18, I think maybe 5 or 6 of these bands are going to be able to actually, and I don't mean survive, just simple survival and selling albums and all that shit. That's not what I'm talking about. There's a difference between that and actually making an impact and being one of those bands that people are going to care about for years and years to come. To me, shit like that, you know, the Bad Wolves, Bad Omens, all the bads, Architects and all that shit, it's very much like, it's good, but who cares? It's like it's easily thrown away. It's easily forgettable. The Nova Twins are stars. You see little sweet golden balls here come walking up through the fucking through the airport. You're gonna know he's a big deal. That's all I'm saying. It's an okay list. Holy shit, Loudwire. Did it need to be 18? Why is every Loudwire list so fucking long? I understand you got a staff, but holy shit, y'all must be bored. Anyways,